Hello and welcome to episode 20 of the Curios Cast. Hello and welcome back. As always, I'm George. I'm joined by Rob and Tom.
Hell yeah.
How you doing, boys? Been another hard month.
Yeah. It's week.
Week.
Oh yeah, week.
I mean,
we're doing weekly stuff now. Aren't we?
Yeah. Coming at you weekly.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We've said week so many times.
You probably only just finished the last episode, and there's another episode coming out. It's crazy.
We've gone from releasing one episode every 6 months to
Yeah. Well, let's see. The first of many, hopefully weekly. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I think we can do it.
I think
Tom's
so
on
too.
it. The fucking regimentarian. Is that a word? That's not a word, is it, George?
It can be.
You know
now,
what I
Rob.
mean, though.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
Yeah. Well, we got another weird news this week.
Yeah, classic. Curios
Classic.
Cast classic.
Absolute classic. Yeah.
Classic.
Which one of you want to go first?
I want to jump in early because I've already had a couple of beers. I'm not going to
He
lie.
wants to leave early though, and that's why he wants to go.
I really wish I'd had a pickled onion. I got a real yearning for a pickled onion. I don't know. It was when you mentioned eggs in the last episode, which I was just listening to.
You've been gagging with pickled onions for a week.
I've been
All week.
Pickled onions are good though.
I wish.
mate.
They are great.
I've never had a pickled onion.
So what?
Fuck off. only the little ones. I don't like the. I can't quite
silver
handle the
skins. You
big.
like the silver
I
skins?
can't quite handle the big ones.
I love.
I can eat one if I have to. If I'm at a party, and they've got your vol au vents and you've got your sausage rolls and then some big pickled onions. Maybe I'll eat a big pickled onion, but I prefer a little pickled onion.
Big pickled onions are the best. Do you know what the best pickled onion I've ever had? I can't remember if it was from
Great
Asda.
content.
It was
This is like
pickled
Alan
onions.
Partridge.
It was caramelised pickled onions.
God, fuck yeah! I bet that's
Oh,
not.
caramel
Mate, it was
makes
so good.
anything better.
No, not like caramel. It wasn't like caramel.
I know.
Oh mate, they're so good. I'll see if I can find the. It's a particular brand, but fuck yeah. But I used to love pickled onions so much when I was younger that every year, Sam Brown, my cousin Sam Brown,
Shout out.
it's my uncle, used to mock up because they were like into their design and art and stuff. He used to always get me a jar of pickled onions, but with like a custom label on it. So it'd be like my face with something mocked up on the thing. That was always like a yearly present I used to get for Christmas.
Nice.
I
I just got some
jar of
thing in my head
pickled
about someone having like a annual, and I think it's one of the pubs, local pubs near us. They do like an annual.
Oh, the Rising Sun, yeah.
Is the Rising Sun? Isn't it? They do the pickled onion thing.
festival.
Yeah, pickled onion
or
festival.
competition.
Yeah, it's a competition. Yeah. Who pickles the best onion? Yeah.
Didn't go.
Yeah, mate.
Didn't go the year before.
Didn't
last,
happen. No. So maybe
Ah.
hopefully 2021 we can have another few pickled onions down.
You won't be here.
I made my own pickled
you
onions,
fucking
Rob, but they were a bit soft.
Did you enter them?
I didn't know they were a bit soft. I didn't put enough
Okay.
salt on them.
Well, I'll have to let you know about them from Holland.
Yeah.
At
Oh yeah.
the
This
start
is
of an
like the
episode when
announcement, I
it's-
guess, on the Curios Cast. We're going to be staying remote because I am leaving the country.
Ooh.
No, yeah, that's a
We'll be
long
moving to
commute to
Holland.
the studio.
Yeah.
So it will be continuing the Curios Cast, but I'll be in Holland, and the two boys will be back in Blighty.
Hopefully, at some point, we'll do a live episode.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That would be fucking great.
I'm
yeah.
sure there won't be any biff about.
Mate, I don't know what you're on about. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to do my
Go on,
first
Rob.
story. Let me just zoom in. Feels really far away now. Right, so mine is I had a couple to choose from, but I think this is the one that is the longest anyway. It's it doesn't make any reference to the film. So there's a film with Tom Hanks where he's in an airport
Oh,
Terminal.
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 Yeah,
It's basically the real life version of that. Was that supposed to be based on a real story or not?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. But this is not that. But it's just another thing that's happened that's basically fucking that. But I was reading through everything. Surely at some point they're going to say kind of like the film, but they don't. Anyway, but it's weird and it's
Great
quite
reference
recent.
there,
And it's quite recent as well. A 36-year-old man lived undetected in a secure section of Chicago's O'Hare International Airport for 3 months because he was too scared to go home due to COVID-19, US prosecutors say.
I've had
3
this one
months.
saved like in my bookmarks for a couple of weeks now. Yeah.
Why am I so shit with names? Aditya Singh is charged with felony criminal trespass to a restricted area of an airport and misdemeanor theft. According to police, he arrived in Chicago on a flight from Los Angeles on the 19th of October. So I'm guessing that's 2020. Yeah. 2020. Mr. Singh, who survived on food from other passengers, is unemployed and lives in the city of Orange, California. It was unclear why he was in Chicago. I'm guessing he's just gone about and lived off scraps and stuff. The county judge, Susanna Ortiz, reacted with surprise when a prosecutor set out the allegations. She reportedly told the court, "So if I understand you correctly, you're telling me that an unauthorized, non-employee individual was allegedly living within a secure part of the O'Hare Airport terminal from 19th of October 2020 to 16th of January 2021 and was not detected. I want to understand you correctly."
I love that. It's like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, that's what she's saying. She's like, I do like that. So she's it's one of those things where they've come on to like prosecute this man, and she's like, hang about. Like, more to the point, you managed to let him get away with it. Like, it's not the point that it's not that, it's not that big a crime committed by him, really. The crime is you fucking let him do it. You're supposed to be, he could have done anything, really. Like, luckily, he was just
it's
some
mad,
poor
isn't it,
dude.
when you think about it.
Yeah, just some poor dude that was stranded, but he could have been someone trying to get, he's in a secure area for 3 months and no one thought to ask him who he was.
He could have been part of the Illuminati, just trying to get to his underground
He
base.
could have been part of it.
It's true.
Just
Was
working
that
out.
O'Hare Airport? What airport was that?
No, that was Denver.
That's Denver, yeah. On Saturday, it's random on Saturday.
The Saturday.
Yeah, great journalism there. So this is written on the 19th of January, so I guess the Saturday prior to the 19th of January. 2 employees from United Airlines were said to have approached Mr. Singh and asked for his ID. Assistant State Attorney said he lowered his face mask before showing him an airport ID badge, which he'd reportedly found and was scared to go home due to COVID. The badge apparently belonged to an operations manager who'd reported it missing in October. Public defender assigned to him. A public defender said Mr. Singh does not have a criminal background and has a master's degree in hospitality, and said the unusual allegations were not violent, reported the Tribune. If he's able to post $1,000 for bail, Mr. Singh will be barred from entering the airport. The court finds these facts and circumstances quite shocking for the alleged period of time that this occurred. Yeah, so they're like, how the fuck did it happen for 3 months? Said while the incident remains under investigation.
To stay in an airport then for
it says
any
it
length of time.
I don't know. So that's not the crime that he hasn't been prosecuted for that crime. But
ID.
he was using. Yeah, he stole a member of staff's ID, but he was using that to get into parts of the airport he shouldn't be allowed in.
Restricted.
So he's been like walking around pretending he's like a staff member and stuff like that. And obviously, there's probably thousands of people that work in those places that you don't know people that work there. You see some guy walking past, you're not gonna question it, really.
Yeah, I think in the terminal in that film, I guess it was based on the true story.
Yeah.
In the true story, there he doesn't. He's just in the airport in general, isn't he? He doesn't go anywhere that he shouldn't go. I guess.
Yeah,
he does sort of start painting and stuff, doesn't he, or something like.
He goes to an area that's like under renovation and goes by that. Yeah.
So which he probably shouldn't have been in, but anyway. It says, while the incident remains under investigation, it had been able to determine that this gentleman did not pose a security risk to the airport or the travelling public. Yeah. So they're basically like, well, he didn't do any harm. So it's a grey area as to whether he committed a crime.
Pinching food from other
passengers
and stuff.
Maybe they mean leftovers.
Yeah, leftovers, or maybe just asking people for food. Right.
Yeah.
Surely that would give you away, wouldn't it? That would give the game up.
Yeah, well, you'd think. It depends if anyone reports you or not, doesn't it? I guess.
People are so like not. Oh yeah, if he was begging for food or whatever, but I don't know. You gonna eat that?
Yeah. Got 20p. It's like those people on the park bench.
Yeah.
Like Rob will eat anything if it's left long enough. Rob will have it.
Well, it depends. Nowadays, people offer it up to me sometimes as well because they know. Like, I don't want to throw this away.
Yeah, Rob was like my go-to.
Would you like to eat
my
it?
go-to. If I've got something left over from lunch, where's Rob? Yeah,
Can't talk about food. I want a pickled onion so bad.
Yeah, one thing when I read this story, so yeah, I saw this a couple of weeks ago and had it like ready to go just in case I couldn't think of a topic or something. And
That shows the quality of my choice. A backup of your backup.
It says that he was afraid to fly home because of COVID. He didn't want to get it, I guess.
Yeah.
So he stayed in, an airport which has tens of thousands of people flying in and out of it
from
like
all
weekly.
over the world. Yeah. So sounds like a shit excuse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Good film, Terminal.
It is a good
But
film.
that is so. Terminal is like a different situation where the guys are on a plane, and then while he's flying over his home country, gets like declared like a terrorist state or something because they're like America's at war with them or something like that. So he's legally not allowed to enter America, but he's legally also not allowed to like go on planes and fly with American Airlines.
He
and
has
stuff like
no
that.
country, then he or something.
Yeah. So
is that true? Is that a true story?
So it's based on a true story, but that's not why the guy actually ended up in the airport. And I was reading about it because it was like linked to that article. The guy's actually got a Wikipedia page. His name is Maran Karami Naziri, and he died. But no, he didn't die. It's just that I saw like multiple numbers and just thought one of them was a death date, but it says he was born in 1946, which makes him 74, 75, but he doesn't actually know his birthday. So,
mad.
Yeah. But Life in Terminal 1, it was in like the 1977s. 77s?
In the 1977s.
He alleges to have been expelled from Iran for protests against the Shah, and after a long battle involving applications in several countries, was awarded refugee status in Belgium, and then I can't bother to read all this.
So no idea what happened.
Okay. However, this claim is disputed. He was never expelled from Iran. Having one British parent, he decided to settle in the UK, but en route in 1988, his papers were lost when his briefcase was allegedly stolen, and so he basically just didn't have his paperwork. So he boarded the plane for London, but was promptly returned to France when he failed to present a passport to British immigration officials. He was arrested by the French and then released back into the airport, which was legal. His entry to the airport was legal, but he had no country of origin to be returned to. So he lived at Terminal 1 for a long time.
Well, there you go.
From 1988 to 2006.
Fuck off. No, he didn't. No,
he
didn't.
It said, who lived in the departure lounge of Terminal 1 in Charles de Gaulle Airport from 26th of August 1988 to July 2006. when he was hospitalised.
No, there's no way. I swear the film was before 2006.
That's 18 years.
The film was made before that.
Surely that came out in the 90s, didn't it?
But they made the film and he's still living there.
No, well, so it says it was published, autobiography was published in 2004. So he did write a book while he was there.
The film came out in 2004.
Yeah, called The Terminal Man. And then I guess they've done a film at the same time. Like they knew, this guy was getting attention or whatever. I imagine he'd lived there for 12 years or so, and suddenly someone picked up on it and was like, "This guy," and he wrote a book and stuff.
That's mad. I didn't realise
that
it was
is fucking
that long.
mad. Yeah, I didn't realise it was that long. That's crazy.
That's a long time.
That's fucking that's blowing
Mate,
my
I've
mind,
had flights been delayed by like 6 hours, and I've wanted to kick up a fuss.
Yeah, that's like 18 years.
Yeah, look, there's a list on Wikipedia, people that have lived in airports. There's a guy in Brazil who's been living in an airport since 2000.
What, he's still in there?
Still in there.
What?
21 years.
So, there's no additional information, but it says reason for stay: had frequent conflicts at home, decided to take refuge in the airport, seems to suffer from psychological problems. And then it says here, reason for leaving: still lives in the airport, but comes out occasionally. I don't know if I trust that. But there's loads of people that have lived in airports.
Is it one of those things where they can't actually stop you from doing it?
Probably not, because Yeah,
600
I don't know.
It's like no man's land. No one technically owns it. It's like...
Oh, yeah, look this one.
I think they do.
Arlen Kedar. So between January 19th, 2019 and October 8th, 2020.
Maritime law. You kind of no one owns this place. So.
What's that fucking one? Magna Carta.
Magna Carta.
Yeah, this guy here, like that thing happened that used, or the theory of it, lost Soviet Kyrgyz citizenship at dissolution of the Union, was rejected Norwegian residence permit and citizenship and returned to Kyrgyzstan. So
isn't that the one it's based on, the terminal? That guy?
Don't know,
they blended
this is really recent. This was 2019 to 2020. So this is really recent.
And in terminal they make up a country. They don't actually name like a country like Kazakhstan or anything.
Right.
They call it like Krakozhia or something like that.
It is. I think that is what it is. Yeah.
I've seen terminal quite a lot.
Yeah. Wow.
There's loads of them. Fucking there was someone here. 9,000. So between 1991 and 2019, guy in Turkey, ran away from family problems and worked at the airport, and he eventually became sick. Could not work anymore, but decided to keep living at the airport.
I'm gonna beat the record.
And so when the airport closed for commercial passenger travel in 2019, it forced him to leave. However, he moved to a different airport and he's living in Sabiha-Gökçen Airport.
Why do people like airports so much?
I suppose there's lots of people around and stuff.
Lots of food.
This one here in China, circa 2008 to present. It's all blokes as well. Circa 2008 to present. His reason for going to the airport is that he wanted to smoke and drink without his family bothering him.
I mean, this is not quite on the same scale, but you heard like recently it was like some people, I might be making a massive stereotype here, but I'm pretty sure it was in Ireland, cottoned on to the fact that the airports were still serving beer, like during lockdown when nowhere else was. You could go get an actual pint poured, so they were just like buy a flight, like buy the cheapest flight they could buy, because that's what the only way you're allowed in where the beer's served, and then just sit there all day and drink beers, and
just don't get on the plane,
and then just don't get on the plane, and then leave at the end.
That's amazing. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's quite good, isn't it?
That is good.
Well, that's me.
That's you.
Airport dwelling.
Yeah, I like it. I'll go.
All mine's about airports.
Oh, there you go. Fucking let's segue.
Yeah. Do you mind?
I always go last. I want to go second.
Go on, you go, and then we'll loop back round
because I feel like people don't listen to my story because they get fed up by this.
We'll loop back round to airports at the end.
Yeah.
So as usual, got loads of them, but I'm only going to talk about one or two, so don't worry.
One.
So my first one.
Fucking one.
is so the title is "Man sticks phone charger up penis, but tells doctor he swallowed it." So I've got a photo of this as well.
Okay.
I'll link you the.
I'm glad. That's just what I wanted when you said that. I thought, I wish I could see that.
Yeah, I can't picture it.
I'm going to send you the thing here. So this was from India. So the 30-year-old did not tell doctors in Guwahati, India, the truth about how the wire had come to find itself in his bladder, prompting a fruitless search for the phone charger. And there is a X-ray picture of the cable in his bladder.
It's not just.
It's like it's like a 2-foot cable, like fully in his bladder.
Fucking hell.
So a patient who rammed a 2-foot mobile phone charger cable up his penis for sexual gratification tried to fool docs by claiming he had swallowed it. He arrived at the doctors in India with the unusual ailment, and he at first told medics that he'd eaten the wire, that he'd ingested it. So they were looking in his stomach to obviously try and find it, but it was nowhere near his stomach. Upon X-raying him, it became clear that the wire was actually in his urinary bladder. The stunned surgeon said we could have done away with the surgery if he had told us the truth. The patient came to us with severe abdomen pain and told us that he consumed a cable by mistake.
How has this prick swallowed a cable and it's not even tangled? Like, not swallowed.
No, he hasn't swallowed
he didn't swallow it. How has he stuck this cable up his cock?
Man, with great fucking difficulty.
And yeah, but look, when you look at the X-ray, it's all like neatly laid on top of each other. It's not like it's tangled in a ball like it is every time you take it out of your pocket or your bag. I'm annoyed at the fact that I put some headphones down. You can lay a headphone straight, you come back to it and it'll be tangled. But
headphones are different to a charger though.
It is, that's true.
I feel like a charger you could pull out your bag and it's a charger. Headphones, like you say, you could be using them and that, look at them and they just tangle.
Yeah, right, fair enough.
Look how thick that cable is.
That's what I'm looking at as well.
That is a fucking cable.
Medical dish.
This can't be real. Like,
did it say what device it's what charges? Did you say Nokia or did I imagine that?
You've imagined that.
But one end of it is, I don't know if they've cut it after taking it out or like they had to like yank it and it like ripped or something. But it's frayed at one end. Yeah, it's the coppers or whatever is exposed, so it's all frayed, and then the other end's got a bit on it, like it looks like an Ethernet cable or something.
Like the fucking USB bit. Yeah.
How does he manage that? I mean, he must have like an abnormally wired urethra.
Yeah, it's a urethranet cable.
It does look like. Well, yeah, one end. I guess at best you can hope for is one end is USB-C. Other USB protocols are available.
Yeah.
What about a micro USB?
But one end, no cable exists where it's micro USB one end.
You wouldn't want it to be like a VGA cable.
That's going to be the normal USB-A, the other end, which is huge. So like the best you can hope for is it was USB-C to USB-C. That's the most chance you've got of getting that all the way in.
Yeah.
And what happens? This is my question. So you're shoving it in, right?
Yeah.
And when you've got the cable to hold on to, you can continue to feed it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then what happens when you lose the end of it? Has he had to get another device to
poke it up?
Oh yeah, like a little stick or something.
Or has some kind of suction occurred? And
maybe it's your muscles.
Or maybe once the first foot of it is in, then maybe it just does it just takes,
Well, don't
mate.
Speaking of stuff going up there, back in the day, if someone had bladder stones, are they called bladder stones? Yeah, bladder stones, right?
Yeah,
kidney stones.
Kidney stones, but no, in your bladder, no bladder stones.
Oh, right. Obviously not kidney stones.
Yeah. So back in the day, they used to have to break them up by obviously putting something down your Johnson. There's like I think it's like some well-known writer from the 1800s or something like that had this procedure done where they have like a metal rod that they jam into your bladder to break up the bladder stones. It's supposed to, well, I can imagine it was probably one of the most horrendous things you've ever got to experience in your life.
Maybe he was trying to like lasso them out or something, like he's putting a little cave up there trying.
Oh, he had them. Yeah. Well, these days apparently they tell you to go on like a roller coaster or something if you got
Oh really?
Huh.
Like if you have, I don't know if it's kidney stones or bladder stones or something, they say go on a roller coaster or do, like try and like mash them up a bit before we have to try and get them out or pass them or something. That is like an actual thing they tell you to do.
Or get like kicked really hard.
Yeah, I'd have a camera. Well, maybe they probably don't recommend getting kicked really hard in the bladder. But I guess a roller coaster is the soft version of that. Yeah, like chuck your insides about a bit. I don't know where I heard that from. But yeah.
This part of the article, I don't believe. It says, the doctor said that the patient was of sound mental health. Don't believe it.
Well, it does say here that it's a sexual thing, right? It's called urethral sounding.
Yeah.
Which is the insertion of an object or liquid into urethra.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what you're getting out of that. Especially not jamming a cable all the way in.
Yeah, I've never sounded before, but I don't think it's. I can't imagine it being pleasurable. Yeah,
it's just. I guess maybe our brains aren't meant to comprehend it, Tom. But
we're just beneath it.
I'm never going to be jamming anything up there. So, I mean, I'm quite happy to say that is one thing I'm least at risk of, having a cable trapped inside my bladder.
Why a cable though? Like,
weird, isn't it? You want something hard, surely.
Get something
easily.
What's better? What household item would you rather? Like, you had to put
surely like a bit of thin hose pipe, because then you could still wee out of it.
Yeah,
What like create a separate tube within a tube? That's what you're going.
Yeah. You're just making the tube a bit smaller. That's all.
Or
Yeah, like a really thin straw, you know.
Or you want something that will dissolve after a little bit of time, surely.
Yeah, like a little gummy worm.
Like a what's it?
Oh, what's it?
Yeah, that's it. Effectively, that's the man sticks iPhone cable up his penis. I like the way that he thought he was going to get away with it by saying I've swallowed it.
Yeah.
Like maybe they won't realise.
Yeah, I like where the doctor says, he repeatedly told us he consumed it through his mouth, and we never imagined an adult would lie about such a thing. Like he's flabbergasted. He's like, just tell us the truth.
He was trying it. I love it.
Well,
thanks, George.
Thanks. Yeah.
Hey, no worries.
That's great.
Like, I'm even cutting it down to one. I know you always say I've got too many. It's because I'm at the end all the time, so I feel like I've got all the time in the world. You know? I'm like,
we'll see how much time we have at the end, George.
Whatever.
So, bringing it back to airports, this was in China, and the headline is 4 men get mouth ulcers after eating 30 kilograms of oranges at airport to avoid paying extra baggage fee.
Fuck off. That's just the sort of thing you do as a laugh, isn't it?
Yeah. It says
crazy.
4 Chinese men got mouth ulcers after eating 30 kilograms of oranges in 30 minutes. It's pretty...
In 30
kilogram.
minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, let me think about a kilogram of oranges. That's fucking... I want to know how many oranges that is.
Well, so it would have been... So, obviously, divided by 4. So, whatever 30 divided by 4 is, that's not... You can't work that out in your head. That's
I suppose
impossible.
it depends how big
It's impossible.
No one can do that kind of math. I think it's 12.5. But, and then... No, it's not. That's completely wrong.
It's about 8. Yeah, it's just under, just a bit. No, just a bit under 8.
Oh, under 8. Whatever. See, no one can do that. I don't think that. I think that's one of those maths problems that is just not possible.
I'd say it's 7.25.
Something like that. Each in 30 minutes.
Yes.
So then divide that by 30. So how many a minute, Rob?
7.5 kilograms each, I think.
Wow.
So I have 1 orange and I've had enough orange.
Yeah, I usually just smell an orange and I've had enough orange. Like,
I do like an orange.
very
Yeah.
potent. Like,
Nice cold orange.
they smell more than they taste.
I'm gonna work out I'm gonna Google what the average orange is.
While you're doing that, you work out the maths, and I'll read.
And when they say orange, do you think they mean? Because when I say orange, I really mean like a Satsuma or a clementine. And they're a lot
you're
smaller.
wrong, Rob. You're fucking wrong.
I am wrong. So do you think they've got journalistic integrity with this article? When they say orange, they mean a fucking actual orange, yeah.
They've got to be going for like a big old juicy boy.
I'm quickly trying to skim and see if it tells me the breed of said orange, but
The breed.
I'm struggling to find the make and model of the orange.
Are they mongrel oranges or are they part of the
I don't know
of oranges?
It says they were from the southwest China's Yunnan province, so maybe some oranges from there.
Oh, fuck off, right. Nice. If I've done this right, it's about 57 oranges each.
That you could do.
That can't be true.
Well, it says the average orange is 131 grams.
Yeah.
And 7.5 kilograms each, 7,500.
Well, they might just be really big oranges.
Yeah, like 2 massive oranges.
Yeah. Even if they're big oranges, that's about 40 oranges.
Yeah, I mean, they're still eating the same weight, whether doesn't matter how big or small the sausage. Not sausages.
Sausages.
Oranges are. Yeah. Anyway, it says, in a bizarre incident, 4 men paid a heavy price after they resorted to some drastic steps to reduce their extra baggage fee at an airport. In an incident that is now going viral. Side note, I hate when like news companies and stuff and like the media say this video or this and this is going viral, and like because it's got like 1 million views or something. It's like, that's not viral anymore, bitch. Like, that's like, there's such fucking boomers. Like, being, like, you know, it gets 10,000 views. They're like, wow, it's going viral. Viral now. Like, you can get 50 million views on something, and that is not viral. Like, viral is something that, like, when everybody knows about it. When that fucking black and blue, white and gold dress, that went viral because every prick in the world knew about it.
Crosses boundaries.
Yeah. No one else in the world knows about this orange story. This is not going viral.
Yeah.
Unless we make it go viral.
What were they trying? Why were they trying to bring in so many oranges?
So
how many kilograms was it in total?
30.
Like, who? Is there like a was it a business deal? Oranges really expensive.
It does. Yeah, it does go into more detail. So it says, 4 men got mouth ulcers after they decided to eat the oranges. Blah blah blah. It says the incident occurred at Kunming, southwest China's Yunnan province.
Oh, I've been there. They lost my fucking bag.
What?
Maybe it's just
Kunming.
Kunming,
yeah. About 230 oranges.
maybe it's Kunming Airport, mate. They tried to steal. In fact, they did. They took my. I had a Zippo lighter in my bag.
Oh.
They took it, and the guy put it in his pocket. And I went, no. If you're taking it, it's going in the bin. And he was like refusing to give me the Zippo back. So I refused to go any further. I said, if you're taking a Zippo, it's going in the bin. You're not putting it in your pocket. And I was there for like 10 minutes, and someone took me around the corner, and we put it in like this trash bin. Eventually,
you're fucking brave, aren't you?
You're right.
He was just like, it was just like he was going to.
Mate, you could have been terminaled.
Yeah, you could have been. You could have fucking anything to you. You're brave. Yeah, I would let him take that, mate.
I might be banned from China. I don't know.
Yeah.
You would have just lived off of oranges. But it says, the 4 travellers in question ate the oranges inside the airport itself in record 30 minutes. I don't know who's keeping a record. Like, the last guys who tried this, they only done it in 44 minutes. But yeah, so according to a January 20 report by Global Times, a man surnamed Wang and his 3 colleagues bought a box of oranges weighing 30 kilograms worth 50. What's the currency? Yuan. Yeah. And then it's converted it into rands for me. If you want to know what it is in South Africa, I guess I think it's a South African news page I'm on.
Yeah.
During their business trip to Kunming, during their purchase, they did not realise that the airlines would ask them to shell out extra money as shipping charges for the oranges. As they prepared to board the plane back home, the airport said it's going to charge them 10 won for each kilogram in shipping fees, totaling, you doing the maths? 300 won. So they wasn't willing. It was more than the price of their purchase. The 4 colleagues reached
It's only 33 quid.
So for that, I love that. That's such a bloke thing to do. Yeah. I ain't spending 33 quid, and they ain't going in a bin. I spent 20 quid on them oranges. I ain't fucking wasting them. Yeah. We're gonna eat them, lads. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
So there's a quote here from Wang. It says, "We just stood there and ate the whole thing up. It took about 20 to 30 minutes." Oh, is it?
No, well, it's a good. No way, 20 minutes. If 30 minutes, that's 2 oranges. On average, 2 oranges a minute they've eaten. Like it takes about a minute to fucking peel an orange. It's hard work.
They
peeling
are, yeah.
an orange.
Especially, I doubt they were easy peelers.
You would, if they were really easy, they can't have been for 131 grams. That's a proper orange, that is.
Yeah, big ones.
You peeling that. Imagine the state when you peel one orange, the amount of juice that comes off of that. It's horrible. I hate it. Yeah. Like, you would be fucking drenched. The whole place would be an absolute state. 30 oranges in, your hands would be stinging. They'd be all like the acid.
I love it.
Cool bullshit.
It reminds me of another story. I can't remember where it was, of a woman. It might have even been in China again. A woman had like a big bottle of some sort of like spirit. I think it was vodka or something else, or rum, and trying to take it on as carry-on. And they said, no, you can't take it on as carry-on, so you're going to have to leave it behind. So she drank the whole thing. It was like a big, like massive... I don't know what the milliliter was, but like a litre of
a big airport
vodka or something,
customs size.
Yeah, she just
duty free
knocked
size.
it back. Was absolutely wrecked. Still went on the plane and flew home.
Fucking strong.
I think that might have been in China.
There's got. I bet there's a lot of stories of that where they've said no, mate.
Yeah.
You know, and you go right, fuck it, bosh.
So there's a bit of context here. So I found this article on Reddit, and people obviously like
cognac, and it was in China. Sorry to cut in.
No, that's all right. And people are asking like similar questions, like why do they bring all these oranges? And someone gave a bit of context, like a bit of a guess, I guess. But this was a month ago. This article was published, and so a couple of weeks before Chinese New Year, and they've said Chinese New Year is in 2 weeks. It's a common tradition to gift/exchange oranges during this time of year. So it's a tradition to give oranges as gifts and exchange them during Chinese New Year. So maybe they went to this place where they do good oranges and they bought up a big box of them to bring back and didn't really
maybe they were trying to sell. They were probably trying to buy and thinking everyone's going to buy oranges off us.
Yeah.
So they were thinking about the bottom line.
Yeah,
that's a great question.
I don't know. It's funny because then, so that guy's obviously like, oh right, okay, Chinese New Year makes sense, and then the guy below just said, well, if they're that widely available, why did they carry 65 pounds bag of them on the plane? Now it sounds even more insane. The fact that if it's that much of a tradition in China, they would probably be able to get them back home.
It's weird. I think a lot of China is like really rural, though, isn't it? Like they live right out.
Yeah, they might have like gone into. Yeah, they might have gone into. They might not be able to get oranges
so it's just
as easily
an internal
or
flight,
or as
like,
cheaply.
It's like an internal flight. It's not like they've gone.
Yeah, it was an internal flight. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've just gone to another place in China where there's loads of them.
Yeah.
We'll bring them back. We'll sell them probably for.
Yeah.
But then because they've gone on a business trip, they're like, we've done this. I ain't fucking wasting that money. Eat them. While we're at it, let's get in the Guinness Book of Records.
So
I'd probably eat them as well. To be honest, I'll probably refuse to hand them over. Well, like my Zippo.
What they needed
out of principle.
They needed fucking Terrare with them. He'd eaten the whole
he would have swallowed it with
skin
the box
and everything.
Yeah, you could have put them in a box. He swallowed them, shit them out, and he could still sell them. That's the beauty of Terrare.
Yeah. It would have been vetted beyond all conception. So that comment where someone says, I don't get why if they're so widely available, why did they have to buy them? Someone commented underneath, and he claims to be Asian, and he says, this is one of the most confusing aspects of Asian culture to me. And he says, have you guys ever come into contact with the durian fruit?
Yeah.
I've heard about it. No, I've heard that it's like a very acquired taste.
Yeah, have you ever tasted it or smelled it, George, or anything?
I think Lynn's tried it. I've never tried it, but
it's supposed to
Lynn
smell awful, isn't it?
Yeah, so apparently it's awful, but I guess because it is an acquired taste, I guess if you have it when you're young or you're brought up around it, you love it. So in Southeast Asia, there's it's really common, and this guy explains it, and he says, let me explain the durian fruit. It's a large fruit, larger than a watermelon. It smells like a rotting corpse in a used diaper. In Southeast Asia, they're unbelievably popular for some reason, despite being the most revolting thing I've ever smelled or tasted. And he said, airports, hotels, bus stations, hostels, etc., all have very noticeable signs saying they don't permit durian fruit in the facility or in the vehicles. So I don't know if you
fetid beyond all conception.
It is, yeah. And he says, so I think this guy says he grew up somewhere in Southeast Asia and has like travelled around, in the region. And he says, in spite of the very obvious and visible ban on the durian fruit during his travels in these places, he doesn't think there was a single bus or flight that he took in the entire year that he was travelling where nobody tried to smuggle a durian fruit with them. So this fruit apparently stinks, it's awful, but people love it so much that even though it's banned on flights and buses and hotels, people just want to bring it with them so much. And he says at the airports, the durian fruit would be discovered immediately and be thrown out, which would cause a huge argument by the owner. On the buses, though, they were usually smuggled on for a little bit of time until they were discovered by the smell. And then the driver would throw the durian fruit off the bus, and a similar argument with the owner would take place. The guy says that he was in Cambodia and he remembers a bus ride where the owner of the durian fruit was so upset about this that she got off the bus with her fruit and began eating it on the side of the highway. He says, I'm not sure if she expected the bus to wait for her, but they didn't. And she was left to enjoy her garbage fruit in the middle of nowhere in a desert. She actually opted to be stranded in the middle of nowhere rather than just give up her durian fruit. Here's the really bizarre part, though. You can just buy the stuff practically everywhere. I don't think I ever saw a fruit stand that didn't have a durian fruit at it. So there was no logical reason for people to be trying to smuggle a banned fruit on their journeys. They could easily procure more of it at their destination.
I wonder how bad it smells then.
Yeah, I kind of want to try it, but I also
I can't
try it. What's it called?
thinking about Swedish fish.
Yeah,
the mackerel.
Stromming,
yeah.
Before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like that. I almost think to myself, like, it can't be that bad, surely, but it must be bad if it's banned from planes and shit. And
yeah.
I wonder if they have it in that. We spoke about once I spoke about on a Halloween episode. The weird museum of like food.
Yeah, we did speak about that. It wasn't on the museum one, on the Halloween one, but
I'm guessing they have probably both of those things at that museum.
Yeah,
Tom, you're quite a good archivist, aren't you? Really, because you've got a better memory than Rob and I for what was spoken about on what particular episode. Because I haven't got it; just all blends into one.
I'm pretty sure that episode was episode 11, which was the first one we done on video. It's the one. Yeah, there's.
I at least remembered it was a video.
Yeah, it was the same one where we spoke about the snake coming out the woman's throat and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a good one. That.
Well, you sat there staring at editing, which is why you probably
remember.
That
was back in the studio, actually, wasn't it? That was still
that was
normal times.
Yeah.
I know
the before times.
The before times.
Yeah, go back and listen to episode 11 of the podcast to hear us talk about those things we just said. The strumming, That's it. I forgot what we were talking about.
Great memory there, yeah. Good long-term memory, short-term, not so much.
Yeah.
No, I really want to try durian fruit. Isn't there a plant as well, like a flower that is in the Amazon rainforest or somewhere where it really stinks of like rotting meat?
You cut out a bit. A plant that smells like rotten meat.
Yeah, it's like a flower in the Amazon, or maybe it's Southeast Asia.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah,
and it's supposed to be massive, like a huge flower. That apparently stinks like rotten meat. I don't know what the evolutionary point of that is. Whether it attracts insects,
or maybe maybe, and like also unattracts like animals and stuff, and like other people maybe. Yeah,
you think it would attract animals though, wouldn't you? They like.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I was wrong. It was episode 12.
Shit.
Oh, close, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking not bad.
I knew episode 11 was like either the first one that I was on like fully, or it was the first one on video. I forgot what way round it was.
Nice.
Yeah, what was your debut as a full-time? Was that
11.
episode 10 then? 11.
11, yeah.
Wow.
And then we done video like. I might be wrong, actually. Doesn't matter.
Tell you what,
that doesn't matter.
The output has increased exponentially since then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the previous 10 episodes were released over the course of like 18 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, are we calling
That's good. I think we'll call
Yeah, call it.
For this week. That's it.
Peace.
That's your weird news.
That's what you're getting. I know you're used to a nice bloated, overstuffed episode of the Curios Cast.
Overstuffed. It's all great words for
it's
content.
Not happening anymore. You're at customs now. You've bought too many oranges. You can't take them through. You've got to wait till next week.
Yeah, little bite-sized weird news.
Yeah, BBC bite-sized.
Just a satsuma or a clementine, not a full 2 oranges a minute.
No.
Yeah, I'm
going to try that. For research purposes, we always say there's things we could try and do. Let's get a durian fruit.
Yeah.
And let's see how many oranges you can eat in a minute.
You must be able to buy them.
I must be able to buy it online.
We'll chip in.
Yeah.
We'll get it from the Curios Fund.
For next time, let's see. Let's all comment in real life on how we ate a durian.
Yeah, I thought you were going to suggest we all eat one like live on the show. Be like, let's crack into our durian.
Yeah,
we're all just there gagging, like awful radio.
All these are all slurping.
Yeah.
I thought you was going to say let's all try and eat 30 kilograms of oranges. Try and beat the record.
No, I'm going to try and eat 2 in a minute because I don't believe that's possible for shit. I don't think you can even peel one in a minute, let alone peel and eat 2 oranges in a minute.
Maybe they're just eating them with the skin on.
Maybe. Like you just like an apple, you just bite into it and just rip it open, and then you just sort of like eat out the But then what do they do with all the skins and stuff? Are they just like leave them there in the airport?
Someone will find a little FU to the airport.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, big pile of
yeah.
Well, maybe they'll take them.
Pay for them. Yeah, that's only like
doesn't weigh anything, does it?
Yeah, I like the way they have to do all of them as well. Like I won't pay for any of them. like not like let's eat half and take half. Well, on that note.
Well, yeah, that's another. What episode was this? 19?
20.
20. This is the 20th episode.
This is the 20th episode.
I feel like I might have said episode 19 at the start,
Well.
I hope you fucked it already. Yeah. Great. Well done, mate.
Well, whatever. Yeah. Episode 19, episode 20.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys. See you next episode. Episode 21. Got that right. Don't get that wrong, can I?
Peace.
See you next week.